Mr. Salter, if you'd unmute, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. If you raise your right hand, do you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
All right. Thank you. Ms. Gutierrez?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Salter, you are the biological father of your daughter. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is her date of birth?
7/22/23.
And is her full name Kaisley Lynn Salter Taylor?
Yes, ma'am.
And she resides with you currently. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what city or town is that?
San Antonio, Texas.
How long has she lived with you for?
It's been about 6 months now, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, since December.
Can you give us some details on how she's doing living with you, please?
She's doing really good. She's picking up her ABC. She's counting. She's just a sweetheart. She's gotten all the way down to asking if she could be excused from the table. I mean, she's able to crawl up and down on her bed. I've gotten her a new bed. We're setting up her room even more and more as time goes. She's doing really good. I'm excited to get her into school so she can make a lot of friends and just enjoy life. And yeah, she's doing great.
And how old is she now?
She's 3. She'll be 4 this coming July.
Okay. Can you describe the emotional bond between you and Kaisley, please?
The emotional bond between Kaisley and I, well, we love each other. I love you, Dad. She's really happy to be here. At first she was she's very stubborn, but as time has went by, I've been able to work with her quite a bit, and I just love her dearly. She's a sweetheart. Yeah, she'll randomly tell me how much she loves me, and I couldn't ask for anything more. You know, it's a blessing having a younger child again. It really is.
Okay, that is great. Thank you for sharing that. As far as being the conservator, are you wanting to be the main decision maker in everything in Kaisley's life?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. I sure do. Yeah.
Are you asking? Oh, go ahead. Please finish.
I said, I just want her to have a good life from here on out. I want her to have a wonderful life. But yes, I do.
And her mother is Whitney Taylor. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you wanting Whitney's rights to remain intact to the child?
I mean, that's really up to the courts, but I'm okay with having full rights of her. Absolutely. Yeah. With having I mean, I don't know what she's doing. I haven't talked to her, so I don't know. I don't know what she's doing. So yeah, at this point, to stay safe, I know she has family they're troublemakers, and so I mean, that would be okay. I would be okay with that. Yes.
And in regards to child support, if the court allowed Ms. Taylor to continue with her parental rights, so not terminating her parental rights.
Yeah.
Would you want the court to order child support to you from Ms. Taylor?
I don't think she'd be able to pay. No, that's fine. I can take care of my child.
And in regards to health insurance, how will you be covering Kaisley by health insurance?
Honestly, I'm going to start looking into it through my business and see what I can do to come up with health insurance through home stamps. Okay. And just go that route, because I mean, I should be able to afford it. It shouldn't be a big deal.
Okay. And so would you want any reimbursement from Ms. Taylor for that health insurance?
No, ma'am, I don't think. I don't think she'd be able to handle it. No. So I mean, it's like banging your head against a wall. You don't want to do it too many times. It's just going to keep hurting.
And in regards to visitation, if Ms. Taylor continues legally as Kaisley's mom, what visitation do you think she should have with Kaisley, if any?
I think that Zoom or verbally speaking would be fine, but that's about it. Until she has proven that she is going to be an active member of society and actually get on her feet and do something with herself, I don't think more than Zoom or a phone call would be said. I think that's it, really. She doesn't need to be around her. until she gets her stuff together.
Thank you, Mr. Salter. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Ronho?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Gutierrez, any other witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. The department calls Emily Braden.
Okay. Ms. Braden, if you'd raise your right hand, please. You swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right, thank you. Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. At this time, I'd like to offer some exhibits. Let me get those exhibit numbers real quick. The department offers petitioners exhibits numbered 1 through 6, and I can identify each one if the court would like.
All right, if you would just briefly.
Thank you, Your Honor. The first one is a certified copy of an indictment against Whitney Taylor, and that's for tampering or fabricating with physical evidence. And that is cause number 79100-A out of Potter County.
Okay. Any objections to one? All right, petitioner's
Objection.
Okay.
I guess we could. Mr. Naranjo, are you going to have any objections to 1 through 6?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Ms. Gutierrez, if you want to put it on the record, that's fine. If not, I'll go ahead and admit 1 through 6. And then if you need to talk about each one, you can.
Okay, Your Honor, we can just admit them in a brief, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. All right. They're all admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. All right, Emily, who do you work for?
The Texas Department of Family and Protective Services.
And what do you do for them?
I'm an investigator.
And have you investigated Whitney Taylor?
Yes.
And was that for the child Kaisley Salter Taylor?
Yes.
And is her date of birth July 23rd of 2022?
Yes.
And at that time, there were 2 possible fathers. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And one was Lyle Potter and the other one is Mr. Salter. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. What were the intake allegations received by the department on August 8th of 2025?
There were, looking at my investigative report or my affidavit just to make sure I get that right. Whenever it came in August, there were concerns due to Miss Taylor being in a car accident with Kaisley, and her having a serious injury. She had broken her leg. And there were also concerns due to Kaisley's hygiene.
Okay. And in the investigation with that, did Ashley Delgado determine that the child seat that Kaisley was in was inappropriate?
That's correct.
And what I mean by that, I mean for her age and size. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so did the department feel like that was a neglectful situation for the mother towards Kaisley?
Yes.
In further investigation, was it found that Ms. Taylor had a history of substance abuse, including alcohol and methamphetamines?
That's correct.
And was she living with individuals that were involved with methamphetamines as well?
Yes.
And when she was stopped by the police, as described in the intake, was the individual she was with also a sex offender?
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me about any conversations you had with Ms. Taylor?
Yeah, I spoke with Miss Taylor outside of the residence that she was residing in at the time. She talked about having a history of substance use. She admitted to struggling. She was working cleaning houses at the time for the individual that she was living with, who was currently using methamphetamine. She identified the fathers or the potential fathers of the child. And she really just seemed to be struggling at the time.
Okay. And who did she identify that she lived with?
She identified Mr. and Mrs. Bashaw.
And Mr. Bashaw, a little before this intake came in, had been arrested with methamphetamine on him. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And did you visit the home at any point with Mr. and Mrs. Bashaw?
Yes. So initially, whenever I met with Miss Taylor, it was outside of the residence, but it had a clear door, and so I could see inside of the home. I could see that there was a lot of clutter, like a bunch of tools, things that Kaisley could easily hurt herself on. I asked to go into the home to assess it, and they wouldn't allow me at the time. They both acknowledged that the home was not in good condition, and they would allow me to come back in a few days after they had had a chance to clean it up.
Okay.
And so I returned to the home a few days later, and they did allow me in the home. But there were still concerns regarding a lot of tools that were there, a lot of clutter that was there, as well as 3 large dogs that were there that the family told me would kill me.
And did you determine that that was an unsafe environment for a toddler?
Yes, I did.
In regards to Mr. Bashaw, did he admit to using methamphetamine for the past 3 or 4 months when you talked to him that day?
Yes, he did.
As well, did you observe Ms. Bashaw falling asleep during the conversation and unable to hold her head up?
Yes.
And based on your training and experience, were you concerned that she was under the influence of something at that time?
Yes, I was.
Now, during this investigation, where was Kaisley living?
Kaisley was at the babysitter's home, Mr. and Mrs. Garcia, who had been providing babysitting services for Miss Taylor for a while.
Okay. And Ms. Taylor was the one in charge of the child, is that correct, in determining where she stayed and taking
Yes.
care of her, of those things?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. Did you ask Ms. Taylor to drug screen to rule out drug use?
I did.
And did she refuse?
Yes, she showed up to Care Express to drug screen. Whenever she found out that the UA was going to be supervised, she declined it, and then she declined a hair follicle.
Can you tell me about your reasonable efforts to prevent or eliminate the need for removal?
Yes, I spoke with the family about possibly doing a family team meeting to discuss the concerns and figure out a way to move forward. They never responded to these efforts. I attempted to visit with Miss Taylor multiple times. She would never answer my phone calls or my visits to the home. She was difficult to locate, and so I tried multiple addresses. That day, whenever I was at the home and I had Miss Taylor there, I spoke with her about possibly implementing a safety plan of some kind, with her having supervised visitation with Kaisley, and working ongoing services through Texas Family First or Family-Based Safety Services. And she advised that she wanted to speak to an attorney before doing anything with the department, but then quit having contact with me from that point on.
Thank you, Ms. Braden. Did the department determine that the child was in immediate danger?
Yes.
And was that for her physical safety as well as her possible methamphetamine? I apologize, possible methamphetamine exposure?
Yes, there was a concern that she could pick up Kaisley at any point in time from the babysitter's home, and that we wouldn't know where Kaisley was or if she was safe.
And she indicated during investigation that she was planning to pick up Kaisley?
She advised that she would, that she wanted to.
Okay. Pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Naranjo?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Salter, did you have any questions for Ms. Braden?
No, Your Honor, I don't.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Gutierrez, any other witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor, the department calls Christy Ashley.
Okay. Ms. Ashley, if you'd raise your right hand, you swear the testimony you give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. All right. Oh, I can't hear you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right, Ms. Gutierrez.
Thank you, Your Honor. Christy, who do you work for?
St. Francis Ministries.
And what do you do for them?
I'm a supervisor for permanency and reunification.
And were you the main caseworker for Kaisley's case up until the last couple of weeks?
Yes, up until April 17th.
Okay. And as a caseworker, did you prepare a family plan of service for Ms. Salter?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I apologize, Ms. Taylor.
Ms. Taylor, yes.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, we ask for judicial notice of the status hearing order.
All right, so noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. And did that family plan of service aim to address the reasons for removal?
Yes.
And was it uniquely tailored to Ms. Taylor's needs?
Yes.
And did it specifically try to address the substance abuse as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you tell me about your efforts to meet or locate Ms. Taylor, as well as your efforts to engage her in services?
Yes, I went to multiple addresses. I called numerous people. I spoke with the Bashaws. They told me that she sometimes panhandled on certain corners. So I would drive by those locations. Then at one point, she had called Mr. Salter as well as her mother. So I got information that she was possibly at Transformation Park. So I would go by Transformation Park as well. She was arrested twice during the case. The first time, the arresting officer did call me and let me know that she had been arrested and was at Randall County. However, we have to make appointments to visit inmates there. So I called to make the appointment, and she had already been released. And then the second time she was incarcerated at Randall County, I was able to go and meet with her.
And did you make attempts to identify where she was each month?
Yes, ma'am.
And was your purpose for that to also talk to her about services, talk to her about what she get started with, and helping her with the substance abuse issue?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she ever respond to any of your attempts?
No, I was able to meet with her during her second time at Randall County, but she did refuse. She got up and left the room.
Okay. The child is now living with her father, Jonathan Salter. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are we asking the court to name him the sole managing conservator of Casely?
Yes.
Can you tell me why that would be in her best interest?
Jonathan and Kaisley have been doing wonderful. I placed her there December 22nd. They've been having regular meetings with a local worker there. I did go and see them in person myself in March. Kaisley's very happy. She's thriving. She's doing so well. And as far as Miss Taylor goes, we've not been able to monitor with drug screens. She's still homeless and has no financial stability. There's just been no change with her.
And the court had ordered her visitation suspended at the adversary hearing and continued that suspension throughout the case pending negative drug screens. Is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, we ask for judicial notice of the temporary order following full adversary hearing,
All right, so noted.
as well as the initial permanency hearing order before final order.
All right, so noted.
Okay. Now, Ms. Ashley, is St. Francis asking the court not to terminate Ms. Taylor's rights?
Yes.
Okay. And are we asking the court to name her a possessory conservator?
Yes.
Can you tell me why that would be in the child's best interest?
We just feel that since we weren't able to work with her, we're hopeful that at some point she may be able to get the help that she needs. And once we feel like if she could show a negative hair follicle, negative drug screens, that it would probably be okay at some point for her to have a relationship with Kaisley. Jonathan is very protective and willing to monitor phone calls if the judge allows that. But we feel that there's no reason to terminate at this time.
Okay. And as well, you're aware that the mother had shared she'd had Navajo ancestry around the time of the removal. Is that correct?
I think a family member or someone had mentioned that possibly. To my knowledge, Whitney herself did deny it.
Okay. Your Honor, I asked the court to take judicial notice of the ICWA notices sent on February 11th, 2026 and February 28th of 2026.
All right, so noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. I next ask for judicial notice of the filed email response from the tribe indicating the child was ineligible, and that was filed on February 24th of 2026.
All right, so noted.
And the title of that document is Response from Navajo Nation - Child Ineligible.
Okay, noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We ask, let's see here. Okay, at this time, I pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Naranjo?
Miss Ashley, has Miss Taylor worked any services for the department?
No, ma'am.
Has she done any drug testing for the department?
No, ma'am.
At this point, she's pretty much had no contact with her daughter since she was removed. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I'll pass the witness.
All right. Mr. Salter, any questions for Ms. Ashley?
No, sir. No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right. Ms. Gutierrez, any other witnesses?
No other witnesses, Your Honor. We rest. I do have a few requests of the court.
All right, we'll get that. Let me be sure we're through. I've got a few questions. Christy, this could either be for you or it could be for Emily, and this might have been covered and I might not have caught it, but this case originated with Ms. Taylor had Casely in the car, not in a car seat, excessively speeding, had a wreck, which caused Casely to have a broken femur. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, as far as visitation, you said that I know the court suspended visitation until she gave a negative drug screen. I think you've already testified. She never gave a negative drug screen, did she?
She never gave a drug screen at all, Judge.
Okay. All right. So would you say that the service plan, which she did not work, was that a reasonable effort on the part of the department to reunite Casely with her?
Yes, sir.
I think we've established this, but she has not regularly visited or maintained significant contact with Casely because of her failure to drug screen, correct?
Correct, and that we could not locate her to the entirety of the case.
Okay. So would you say that she's demonstrated an inability to provide Casely with a safe environment?
Yes, sir.
So basically she's abandoned Casely?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. All right. Then Ms. Naranjo, did you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Salter, is there anything else you need to tell me?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Gutierrez?
Thank you, Your Honor. May I recall Christy Ashley?
Sure. Go ahead.
Ms. Ashley, do you feel that the department made reasonable efforts to reunify the family?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me in detail what those reasonable efforts were?
We were unable to set up a visitation plan for her due to the order to suspend until she was able to provide a negative drug screen. So we made efforts to locate her monthly in order to try to get her to drug screen. I also developed the family plan of service and made attempts to speak with her monthly and to locate her to discuss those services and to assist with hopefully trying to find stable housing and employment for her as well.
Would you agree that facilitating visitation between the child and Mr. Salter was also a reasonable effort to reunify the family?
Yes, he started with virtual visits and then because of the distance with placement, but then we did start setting up in person where he came to Amarillo to see her multiple times. And then once we felt it was safe and she was comfortable with him, we did reunify to his home.
And would you agree that reunifying the child with her father is also a reasonable effort to reunify the family?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I pass the witness again, Your Honor.
All right. Anyone have any further witnesses or any further questions for either of the prior witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. If everyone rests and closed, Ms. Gutierrez, you said you had some requests.
Yes, Your Honor, I do have some requests. I asked for judicial notice that Ms. Taylor was served on November 12th of 2025 with the return of citation filed on November 13th of 2025.
All right. So noted.
I asked for judicial notice that Ms. Taylor has not made any appearance in this case, either by filing or appearing for a hearing.
So noted.
Thank you, Your Honor. We ask for a reasonable efforts finding as described by Ms. Ashley.
All right. I do find reasonable efforts were made to try to reunify.
Thank you, Your Honor. I ask for a finding that the child is not an Indian per the Indian Child Welfare Act.
All right. So noted.
And I ask that the court make orders that Mr. Salter obtain insurance for the child through his employment or a private insurance.
Okay.
And I believe that's it. If Ms. Taylor's going to have her parental rights intact, we ask for the court to consider child support and medical support.
Okay. All right, then. All right. If no one has anything further, then Ms. Naranjo, your recommendations?
Your Honor, I do believe it's in the child's best interest that Mr. Salter Taylor be named permanent managing conservator of the child, that Ms. Taylor's rights honestly should be terminated. She's not made any efforts to be part of the child's life.
All right, guys, this courtroom moment changes everything in just a few seconds. The judge lays out two brutal options for the father. Either keep the mother's parental rights alive, or end the situation permanently once and for all. But here's the shocking part. The judge warns him that she could return anytime and fight for custody again. You can literally hear the pressure building in the room. After months of chaos, drug allegations, and instability, the father finally reaches his breaking point. And when he quietly says, "I'd rather just be done with it," the entire direction of this case instantly changes forever.
Even though she's had reasonable efforts and the opportunity to do so. If she is allowed to remain possessory conservator, I would ask that she have no visitation, and if she provide a clean UA and hair follicle drug screen before starting any type of virtual visitation or phone calls. And I would ask that she be ordered to pay minimum wage child support and medical reimbursement of at least $25 a month.
Okay. All right. Okay, then, Mr. Salter, if you'd unmute.
Yes, Your Honor.
I want to be sure you understand what the two options are, because I'm going to let you decide which one you want. The court has grounds to terminate Ms. Taylor, and terminate her parental rights, which means after any appellate periods, if she did not appeal it, then basically you have complete control on whether or not she ever got to see Casely or not see Casely, and you would be sole control of that, how that would happen. If I do that, I cannot set child support. You've told me you didn't really care about the child support, and I couldn't set medical support. So that's your option one, okay?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. Option two is I would name her what's called a possessory conservator. She would still have her parental rights. If I do that, I have to set child support and medical reimbursement. I know you said she wouldn't pay it, and that's probably true, but it would be solely up to you. You don't have to pursue child support against her if you don't want to, but she would have those rights, which means until Casely became an adult at 18, she could take you back to court at any time to try and enforce her rights, try and get custody of Casely, any number of things. So I would not, if you don't want her terminated, I wouldn't give her child support now until she provided clean drug screens, and then it would basically be up to you and her to agree, and if not, I'd set some really minimum amount of visitation. It would be virtually. So those are your two options. I just want you to tell me if you'd rather just be done with it, or whether you do not want her parental rights terminated.
Honestly, I'd rather just be done with it.
You'd rather me terminate her parental rights today?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Buckle up, guys, because this case starts calm but slowly turns into a heartbreaking custody battle. A father describes how his little daughter is finally thriving under his care, while investigators reveal disturbing allegations involving drugs, dangerous living conditions, and abandonment. The court hears claims of meth exposure, a severe car accident, and a broken femur suffered by the child. Then things get even darker as witnesses explain how the mother disappeared repeatedly and refused every drug test requested by CPS. Investigators say they searched shelters, streets, and even jail records trying to locate her. Meanwhile, the child begins building a stable life with her father in Texas. As the testimony stacks up, the courtroom slowly realizes this is no longer about temporary custody. This hearing becomes about whether a mother completely lost her right to remain in her daughter's life. And by the end, the judge delivers a life-changing ruling that permanently reshapes this family forever.
Okay, then based upon the evidence I've heard, especially Mr. Salter's testimony, first of all, I will find it's in the best interest of Casely Taylor that Mr. Salter be named sole permanent managing conservator with the right to establish Casely's residence. I further find, based on the evidence I've heard today, as well as the exhibits that have been admitted, that It is in the best interest of Kaisley Taylor that the parental rights of the mother, Whitney Taylor, be terminated. I'll terminate those rights today based on Texas Family Code Section 161.001, subsections B1D, E, and N as in Nancy. I will dismiss the department and all court-appointed relationships after all appellate and de novo periods have expired. And I will make the finding requested by the department. I do find that Kaisley Taylor is in fact not an Indian child as set out in the ICWA statute. So, okay, we have a final resolution in this case, so there will be no further hearing set. Mr. Salter, congratulations. I'm sure you'll be glad not. I'm sure you'll be glad not to see me again, and that doesn't offend me at all.
Yeah, you know what? All you guys have been great, and I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for what you've done. Just you've got a great girl there, so enjoy your life with her.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I think Mr. Salter just had one question about what he needs to do to be able to get on the birth certificate for Kaisley.
Thank you, Ms. Ashley.
I don't know. I don't have an answer for him. Does anybody?
I do too.
Kendra may have more recent information. I haven't dealt with this in quite a while.
So you'll need it on the order that you're being added, either as the father and the authorizing the name change, whatever you want the name to be. And then you can go to the Texas, there's a Texas website, or you can just Google name change and you'll pull up this certificate and you'll fill out this form. There's fees you have to pay and attach a certified copy of that order. You'll mail it to Texas Vital Statistics and they can do the name change for you and add you to the birth certificate.
I don't know if he was asking about the name change so much as being identified as the father on the birth certificate.
Yes, you can get added to the birth certificate so long as you have a certified copy and you complete that form.
All right. And Mr. Salter, I didn't ask you that, but do you want any kind of name change for Kaisley?
I probably want to take the Taylor off and just keep it Salter.
Okay. All right.
And that's about it. But as far as a certified copy of her birth certificate, I do not have that.
Oh, you don't need a certified copy of the birth certificate. You'll need a certified copy of the order from today.
Yeah, okay. When I sign the order, you can get a certified copy from the Randall County District Clerk's office, and then that's what you'll do when you start Ms. Naranjo's process she just described.
You can call them, and they can probably email it to you.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys.
Of course.
Okay, so I am going to add to my previous ruling. I'm going to order that Kaisley Salter Taylor's name. Do you want to? I'm sorry, Mr. Salter. Do you want a middle name for her, or just leave it?
Kaisley Lynn is fine. Kaisley Lynn Salter. That's okay. I can live with that.
How you spell Lynn? Okay.
Lynn. I believe is how it is spelled.
Okay. All right. I will additionally order that the child's name be changed to Kaisley, KaysleY, Lynn, Lynn, Salter, Salter.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Congratulations. And we will be in recess, and I will be back. What time's my next one?
And Your Honor, I'm required to put how the child will be covered by health insurance. Is the court ordering for Mr. Salter to apply through his employment or through private insurance?
Yeah, Okay. Either through, if he qualified, I'll order that he either continue her on Medicaid or apply for private insurance.
Okay, I'll add that in. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. I've got my paperwork on this stuff. I will be back at 10 o'clock now to call another Randall County case. That's a bench trial, final hearing, and a motion to retain on the court's docket for the Ibarra child. So we'll be in recess. Congratulations, Mr. Salter.
Thank you, Your Honor. You guys have a nice day.
You too. Y'all have a good week.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Right.